Okay, we're live now. Give it a few minutes, of course.
EOLC.
What order are we going in? What order are we going in? I don't want to do Paige and Chris last because I can't be depressed at the end. How about we end with Briana and Vincent?
That's fine. I think we had a request. It was requested that we not end.
Yes, because it's just stressful. It's too stressful.
This season is like Boys in the Hood. We just keep ending with Ricky getting shot in the back.
So while people are coming in, I guess I'll just say this for the people who are watching this afterward. Welcome to this Married at First Sight review. We are reviewing season 12, Atlanta. Hey, Brianda. First of all, get the acronym right. We're not gonna keep playing with you.
Here she goes.
She's been missing a couple of weeks. Now she's coming back with the foolishness.
What have you been doing in the 2 weeks since we left you?
Well, we know she LOEC.
Oh no! At least open your eyes.
Yes, we're reviewing season 12, Atlanta.
Season 12.
The train wreck that is season 12.
The real world Atlanta.
Real world Atlanta. Love and hip hop. Atlanta marriage. Real Housewives.
Love and New Testament. It's not even. There's no hip hop involved whatsoever. A lot of church.
Sheesh. I'm gonna give it like 3 more minutes. Hello, people. Welcome in. Hey, Reese.
What up, cuz?
Not Mr. Kasaun. Danielle, hi.
Just because I told you to open your eyes, now I'm Mr. Kasaun. Oh,
she don't even know that you can see. Maybe that's why she's offended. You told her over her eyes. She wasn't here last week.
Okay.
But Brianda, his glasses don't got no lenses.
Wow. You just coming straight forward though? Wow.
His glasses don't got no lenses, girl. He can see.
What up?
I'm just trying to let people get in here. Continue to say hello. Hit the thumbs up button, please, if you wouldn't mind.
Usually, fraud. What? Usually we wait at least 20 minutes before y'all get really shady towards me. And we are just really.
It's you that get shady towards me. What are we talking about?
How do I get shady? Name one shady thing I've said since we started. No, seriously.
That I'm racist.
Oh, that's not shady. That's a fact. We all know.
No.
That's based on what you said. You make it up.
It's not.
You bring it. You see, you brought that up. I didn't bring that up. If I was shady, I would have brought that up. See, you shady towards me and yourself because you brought it up.
I can't. So let's see. We can. Who to start with? Y'all pick who y'all want to start with.
Yeah.
Go ahead, y'all pick, and we'll just get started. Because at this point, everybody's a train wreck except for Briana and Vincent, and it's just. I mean, Claire and Ryan in a train wreck. They just make it dramatic. Hey, Jamal.
What up, cuz?
They just make it dramatic, but y'all don't have a preference.
Can you hear me? Do I sound all right?
Yeah, you sound great.
Okay, cool.
We're not doing Paige and Chris first. Hello, Stiletto Misses.
What up, cuz?
We can't do Paige and Chris, but we're gonna do them somewhere around the middle so we can
we'll do them
up.
Third. That'll be the hump day of our episode.
Okay, that's fine with me. Let's start with Haley and Jacob. Let's just get into it.
Oh man.
Haley and Jacob. Oh wait, comments coming in. Oh yeah.
Dr. Siobhan, what up, cuz?
Hey Siobhan. Hi, Asia.
Oh man, everybody here tonight. What up?
Everybody came back. Okay. So
no, they're not gonna be first or last. They'll be right in the middle.
So Haley and Jacob, it was going well. Everything was going well at the beginning. Haley went out to eat with Briana and Paige. And they're eating and she's telling them, things that she's learned about him. And she's basically telling them it's going pretty all right. It's not going that terrible. And she's okay with it. So at the moment, then, she's realizing that, he has a super duper dry sense of humor. And then they get this tarot card reading. They call Miss Cleo, and she told Haley that she's controlling. She's trying to control Jacob, which I could see after buying him new clothes and stuff. And she says basically that releasing control will help them both. And she also told them that astrologically they are connected and they have compatible life paths, which made Haley, a bit more optimistic about the whole situation. So before we get to the 1 month anniversary, your thoughts?
I think whatever they paid that tarot card reader, they should get their money back. That was trash. First of all, that person didn't say, listen, I don't care if you flip, I don't care how many draw fours you flip to try to read into these people's lives. Everybody watching this season could have told you that about Haley. What's so special about this? What is so special?
Well, I think it was interesting that she said that releasing control on both their sides, because apparently Jacob was trying to control the outcome too. And
come on now.
Jacob was trying to control the outcome too. And if they both just let it flow, which Jacob laughed at, he thought that was funny. If they just let it flow, then it wouldn't be no pressure on either side. But I don't know.
Trash. That's trash. Can we just end? Listen, man. Jake says something. We'll get to it, but this is trash, man. I'm just tired of them, man.
Brianda, let me show you who Haley is.
She the other drunk.
The other drunkard.
The one that left Jacob. Well, let Tasha tell it. She's a Mormon saint. She believes everything she says.
This is Haley, Jacob.
Do y'all notice that every time somebody on the show lies, Tasha picks a different person to believe that nobody else believes in? When all of us was on this chat saying Chris was a liar, she was like, nah, y'all. No, Paige may not gotta hold her end of the bargain. Then all of a sudden, Haley done told everybody, hey, it's a girls' night. Everybody's downstairs. Everybody from the state of Georgia is in that lobby in Las Vegas. And she's like, nah, I believe her. I'm okay. Look. Whatever. What do you want, Tasha? We know that you're rooting for the underdog. We get it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You understand. Thank you.
You know, Siobhan, where I come, they call that gullible. Oh, her heart is made of gold. She sees no evil. You don't see no evil?
I do. I told you that I understand how people can manipulate. Just to see some evil.
You gotta see a little bit. Yo, do you remember?
Hi, I'm glad you came.
Do you remember growing up when your mama would be like, hey, now listen, if they offer you candy, do not get in that car. You know how that girl down the street is. Tasha's the girl down the street.
No.
She's like, oh, he told me he had Jolly Ranchers. It's like, what do you mean? It's clear. It's a clear lies.
Okay, so let me give my opinion on this control thing. I feel like, and you're married, so you can put some insight into this. You know, I've never been married. Jamal, you say something too. Whoever else married in here. Asia, don't. Okay.
I got you. I got 10 more coming.
So I was watching something on YouTube the other day. I'm a big YouTube head. Watch a lot of YouTube. And one woman was saying that if you just drop the power struggle in your relationship, it helps the relationship in a way that when you're not attached to the outcome, it always ends up working. It ends up working in your favor. Do you agree with that?
I don't really know what that means. I'll tell you what, I know within a week of my wife meeting me, she wasn't buying me shirts from Target to try to change me. If that's what that means, then yep, I agree with that.
I watch a lot of random things on YouTube. Don't worry about me. Okay. Okay.
See? Now Tasha,
all relationships.
Now, Jamal, fact check this. She also say she will not decline to give information. You see, she was like, "Y'all don't need to know." She sounded like Chris.
That's not what I meant.
No, she sounded like Chris. They said, "What you be watching?" She's like, "Y'all don't need to know all of that." That's cool.
Well, I mean, attached to the outcome of like for example, for example, if you're dating somebody, right? Say you're dating somebody and instead of feeling like this person is the person that it has to work with, you're not attached to the outcome. You're going to have a good time with this person. You're hoping it works out. But also, if it doesn't work out, you're not going to break down. Like, you're not attached to it only being this person. It has to be this person and everything that they are. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to just say that I don't understand what you're saying.
Okay.
Because what I hear you saying is that relationships work. Marriages work better if you take away the pressure that it has to work with this person.
Yeah.
No. It might be the most ridiculous marriage advice I've ever heard in my life.
Well, we know I'm not married.
Of course you have the pressure of making it work with this person. Yes.
Crystal. Hi. Thank you.
Maybe somebody can put it in different words.
Well, we're gonna move on because I don't want to confuse everybody.
The last 2 weeks, Tasha, you've just been saying things in a way that maybe I'm tripping. But it makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah, last week I had advice. Wasn't last week or the week before? Advice about sexual or what is it? Physical interaction.
Physical interaction.
I know nothing about. See, okay, I'm not. Somebody's hearing me. Okay, anyway. So
of course, she's controlling. She admitted it, and then he admitted to being controlling by trying to help her not be controlling. Which okay.
They get to their 1 month anniversary. Thank goodness, God by God's grace. And they went to a wine tasting.
I don't know if that's God's grace. Don't put that on God. We blaming God. We're putting God.
A lot of things lately, right?
We're putting God in way too much stuff this season. God, don't put God in that.
Out of all the things. And so they went through the photos. It was cute, but at halfway through the photos, Jacob's because it was going well. Everything was going well.
Well,
everything was going generally well because they were like, we have been fighting, like we're pretty good. They started going through them photos, and Jacob's whole demeanor was like he got a revelation of her pulling back on their kiss at the wedding and all the awkward stuff that was happening. He's like, oh, so this is from day one that you had a problem. So it was never going, he go back into that thing. It was never going to work. It's never going to work anyway because you don't like me. So, but Haley was snapping back because I realized that when Haley drinks, she be about it. When she drinks, she be coming back with the retorts.
She was hanging out with them black women in that morning, so she felt a little soul.
You think it was over faking? I mean, I think so too. It was like, okay, calm down. Like everything been going well. It's like every time it goes well for a little bit, he just
no. All right.
It to trash like every single time.
All right, can we let's really talk about this. There's 2 things that I know that I've been saying the whole season. First of all, Jake is a grown man. That's a grown That man graduated high school when Thriller came out. He is ready to go.
He is grown and got a stick up his behind or something.
Two.
Calm down.
I want to say it. I'm going down on this hill until I see something different. Haley wanted a wedding. She did not want a marriage. It is clear as day.
And what is trying?
Oh, and this is the hill. Of course, Tasha got a.
I would die on the hill that Haley has been trying. Maybe not her best, but she's been trying.
And Tasha also thinks OJ didn't do it. It's a lot of stuff. She just believes anything. So here's the deal. I think Jake feels rejected, and he does not trust her intentions from the beginning. And they are day one just bad. Like they're no further in this month than they were when they start. They're actually better off on their wedding day for when they met each other from where they are now. He just doesn't trust her. And it's just impossible to create some. Like you can try to put good memories on top of a bad foundation, but it's never going to work. And that is the one relationship thing I can absolutely say. You can try to put good memories on top of bad foundations, and it'll sustain you temporarily. But at some point, the foundation of your relationship is what's going to sustain you. And the foundation of their relationship is, I mean, other than her lawyer over here, is her deception and his mistrust in her, and probably some dynamic of rejection that he's felt in the past. And it's just.
Jacob says some days he wakes up and it's great, and some days he wakes up and he feels dead inside. I was like, oh,
wait, who's the last person to say dead inside? Was that Luke who said that?
Yes. When I kissed you, I felt dead inside. Yes.
Lord forgive me for laughing.
When I kissed you.
But man, that's such a tough thing to hear. Somebody.
And then he said, well, they might as well let the marriage die a slow death at this point. And I was just as taken aback as Haley at this moment, because it seemed to be going like it was a good date. And he just threw it out the window. What are you saying, Jamal? It's on both of them, but I don't understand Haley. He's extremely simple and tells you exactly where he is. You don't have to read into what he says. I feel like she has been saying that she's not there yet or whatever, and it takes this and this, but he keeps over analyzing it and making it more than she's saying it is, which I think doesn't help.
I don't think he's analyzing it. I honestly think he's sabotaging.
You don't?
I think he's sabotaging it.
Okay.
I think he
for sure
is at least subconsciously, but probably consciously sabotaging it so that he doesn't get hurt.
Yes. Just like Ada said, his anxiety is sabotaging this relationship. Like he cannot just relax because he doesn't think feelings can change. He's like, if you're not immediately attracted to me at the first second and don't like my personality, you're never going to like it. It's like, okay, but first of all, I have to learn it. I have give me a second. And I think she was trying to have that second. She has 2 months and he doesn't want to give her 2 months. He's like, you had 4 days and you ruined it. So no.
Every year there's always one couple where it feels like your emotions are really drastic. So there has to be more happening off camera that's building up to these moments we're seeing. And I think that's who they are. Like, okay. to me, well, all right, let me just say this. Let me ask you a question, Tasha, because I feel like every time we talk about them, we get into this debate. So let's just get it out there. Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you think Haley is trying? I need to hear it. I need a number.
I think Haley is trying at a 6.5.
All right, who's the next couple?
I think she's trying in that she's making herself available for this to work. She's not closed off. She's like, I'm going to.
She's not closed. She won't hug the man.
Oh, I forgot about that. He did say, when I hug you, you just be like disgusted. And I was like, dang, Haley, come on. So you're right. Let me bring it back. Let me scale it back.
Let me scale it back.
I'll be with Reese. I'll give it a 4. Y'all saying 2.
6, Crystal. Oh, you must be good friends with her. So, the man said, listen,
Oh, absolutely.
why we have to build up to hugs? And she was like, well, I gotta build. And he was
He's
like,
right. You do hug strangers.
he said, you hug strangers. And she said,
and this is the second time you brought that up.
But then she said, but I don't have to see them after. What does that even mean?
She's like, I can hug them and go about my life and not have to be around them no more. Like, I'm going to just get it over with and done. You want me to hug you every day? Sir. And then watch you eat onions? I'm not doing that.
I give her a 3 at best. At best.
Jamal, I'm so happy you're here to have all the receipts. She said she's tried so hard to give everything she had, but then comes back 30 seconds later and says, did either of us give our full effort? I don't think so. So, I mean, I didn't say she gave a 10. I do too. I do too. Like, y'all are so against her, but I feel like I understand
why you
her in a way that I can't articulate.
Because you date 55-year-old men and you date anybody with an AARP card and you leave them as soon as they start coughing too hard or whatever, get vaccines. I need to know both of y'all relationship history to understand. I need to know why you understand Haley so much.
He did say that. He had bars. This episode he had bars.
He was ready.
He was like, you don't have to see me again. Woo! It was dramatic.
I don't understand. All right. So am I the only person that remembers that the whole idea of Haley coming into this, one, her friends didn't believe that she was ready to get married. Nobody believed in her as a person. Her friends were terrible, but Tasha, you believe in her more than her friends ever did. And it's because she meets with somebody, dissects them, and then chews them and spits them out. And then somehow you want me to believe that looks exactly the same.
That's what she usually does, but she's trying something different this time.
This is different to you?
Yes.
This doesn't seem like
they could have broken up when he wanted them to break up. She could have just been like, all right. And they could have kept filming. She could have went about her business and he could have went about his business or whatever. But she has stayed there and tried not to be shallow and be open to growing to like him. Like she said, when she went to lunch with Briana and Paige, she was saying that, there's stuff about him that he just did that she didn't understand, and it was like putting her off. But she afterward, when she realized what he was doing, she's like, "Oh, okay, I didn't understand this about your personality. Now I do. Now I can go with you. But before, I wasn't with it."
Can I ask you a question, Tasha?
Yes.
People lie, right?
Yes.
Do you know when people get in front of other people, they make themselves sound better?
Sometimes they tell the truth.
She's not going to go to no lunch with Briana and Paige and be like, yeah,
She's went on the show, married a random, and she's not attracted to. So now she has to try to like him despite her not being attracted to him. She's trying to see.
No, she wanted to throw him away immediately, but she wanted to protect her image, and she's not doing that good of a job.
Okay. I don't think we're ever going to come to a consensus on Haley and Jacob. Ever. You said
6.5. We will never.
I went down to a 4.
No.
I went down to a 4 with Asia.
No, you said 6.5. She ain't trying. She's at a 3 at best. At best. But
reminds me of something else.
Do we agree they're not going to make it in life?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then that's all that matters.
Okay, that's the consensus. That's the only consensus that matters. They're not going to make it.
Yeah, we're good.
All right. So let's move on. Who should we move on to?
Black Lives Matter.
Okay. Clara and Ryan. So what happened with them? When they came on, they were moving things into Ryan's home. So they were saying every couple of days they bring some more of her stuff there. And he's talking about how he wants to, build things on his house, but he's glad that, she could put her input and stuff like that. Sorry, let me read what Jamal said. Saying there's the least you can do. She's married. She doesn't communicate. She doesn't want to hang out. She doesn't sleep in the same bed. She doesn't have a man. Okay. Um,
Can you imagine your marriage counselor is like, all right, listen, this is what we'll do. I understand the problems that you have. We've talked for a few hours. Here's what I've come up with. Hug him once a day. And then she leaves and you're like, I'm not ready for all of that just yet. Like,
she said, well, she said
what?
kiss. Kiss is more than hug.
The man said, hey, do you want to do the exercise? She said, I'm in the bed with you. Like, what?
Okay, so Claire and Ryan.
Hit that like button, people. Hit that like button.
Claire and Ryan. So I like that they're already moving things into this house. I feel like I've never seen that before on this show where they're moving in prematurely. And I guess a couple of people were talking about that. But I thought that was interesting. And I like it. It sends the message that they're planning on staying together. Like, we're not planning on divorcing, which is good, right? For the show's concept. And then they went out to eat with the RNC, and they were talking about, I'll talk about what the RNC was saying at lunch, but Ryan talks about again how he's never said I love you and stuff like that. And then Clara's like, if you don't, she throws in her ultimatum. She got her little taste of RNC, throws in her ultimatum. If he doesn't say it in 6 months, then I'm gone. And I was like, girl, you ain't going nowhere. You are not going nowhere if that man don't say those words. And then hits the 1 month anniversary. She's playing the stranger husband card. Who, Haley? So that's interesting. I don't feel like that. Is this one of your theories that we'll get to?
That's what I said last week, Asia, but we'll get to it.
So they hit their 1 month anniversary, and he takes her on this helicopter ride that he remembers that she mentioned, like when they met during the honeymoon, whatever. He keeps showing her that he's super thoughtful. This is the second time that he takes her to do something that she mentioned in passing, which is good. And, she's in the helicopter. I don't know if she's enjoying it. She's not. I can't tell. And she's basically saying she hopes she gets laid on their little 1 month anniversary. And so then they come back home. They have dinner, watch their wedding tape and stuff like that. So she said that his actions are one of a loving husband.
So what's the problem? I'm sorry. I'll wait. All right. I'm going to wait.
Exactly. No, go ahead. This is the time.
I mean, Ryan, I wouldn't normally say this to a person, but we're just going to need you to take an L and we need you to have a physical interaction so we don't have to put up with this anymore. Help us, help you, help us.
I think even if he said, I love you before having sex, she'd be happy with that. I feel like she'd be happy with either or. But the thing is, what I like, Ryan said something that I really appreciated. He said, before I say I love you, I want my actions to stand behind it. So
come on.
Because what's his name told that girl that he loves her and he does not love her.
Tasha.
What's his name? Eric told Virginia that he loves her just to say it. He does not love her. Tasha. So you can just say it all day long, and if you don't mean it, but I'm just saying, I appreciate the fact that he wants to have actions to back up what he's saying. What? What?
Tasha, come on.
What?
Come on, man. Come on, Tasha. You got to put these pieces together a little better.
What are these comments saying?
The man said he was in a 2-year relationship and never said it.
I know, but this is the thing. I think this marriage, and Virginia said this too, how this marriage she feels like is, fast tracking that. And I think that I feel like that I don't feel like he doesn't love her, right? After he had that talk with Pastor Cal and kind of changed his mindset on love, I don't feel like he doesn't love her. I just think that he's scared to say it. And he wants to like he wants to be real. Like, is that such a terrible thing? People wait to say I love you all the time. People don't be dropping the I love you in 1 month when they be dating.
Tasha.
What?
If Ernest took 2 years.
Who is Ernest?
Okay, that's fine. However you want to play this. Everybody knew here. Tasha's in an entanglement with a older gentleman named Ernest who goes to sleep before this show comes on. That's why it's 8:00. All right, Tasha. If a man took 2 years in a relationship, you broke up, and he never told you he loved you, but he said, I just want to make sure my actions are behind it when I say it. Would that be good enough for you?
No. First of all, I want to be in no 2 years relationship without we moving on to something else.
Okay. So you're telling me that he was with a woman for 2 years, never told her he loved her. All right. So let's just put this out there for everybody. One of the reasons why he looks unbothered and something doesn't seem right is because if a man has been with a woman already for 2 years and never told her he loved her,
he's not planning on being with her.
He's not feeling pressure from no woman he just met a month ago. He's taking it all in stride.
That's not what I thought you were gonna say.
he's probably heard it all before. Like, he's probably used to this. After 3 months, he probably was with this other girl for 3 months.
But I also think that he understands what it means to her. Y'all are why y'all being so pessimistic about this man? I appreciate.
Come on, Tasha. Come on. All right,
y'all gotta look behind.
Here's the issue. Ryan appears as the kind of person who's really upfront, upright, and has a strong moral background. If all of that is the case, why can he not give her some sort of a timeline? Like, listen, give me 3 months and we'll reassess it from there. Why does it seem like every...
Did I freeze or did you freeze? Somebody tell me if I'm frozen or if Kasaun is frozen, because Kasaun looks frozen to me.
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you. Okay, now you're back for me.
All right.
First of all, I have not brought up Chad in weeks. Okay?
Oh no, Chad is back. Oh no.
I haven't brought up Chad in weeks, so don't start, okay? I missed what you said. Maybe I don't know if they heard it or not, but okay. So it was you that was frozen.
All right. So I was frozen.
Mm-hmm.
If he's so upfront, upright, and honest, and strong moral background, I believe most of those things. But it's like, why is she so in the dark about where they stand? She's telling everybody.
Because the things that actually matter, she's taking them as if they don't.
No. But I'm talking about basic common questions.
She's worried about sex and him saying I love you when she should be watching his daily actions. She's definitely one that needs to release and let go. She's so pressed off these two things that don't. It's like the symbol. They're like symbolism, but like his actual daily action should be what is mattering to her. And I feel like they're not. She's not putting enough weight on what he's actually doing every day than him saying "I love you" and having sex with her.
So let's break it down to the common denominator. Do you believe that he has told her what his timeline is, that he's upfront with how he feels, and she's just not accepting it and she's being a brat about it? Or do you believe that
when it comes to the I love you part, yes. When it comes to the sex part, he could probably be a little bit more upfront about that.
So what do you think he's... But
also, what if he doesn't know?
What if he doesn't know?
Well, we know what he told her. He told her he ain't ready yet. And he wants there to be a strong emotional foundation. And like Mike ain't here right now, but like Mike said last week, you begging. Okay, you begging. I don't even. That's not attractive. Stop begging.
First of all, it's like, come on, sister. It's been a month. Like, goodness gracious.
It's been 4 weeks.
Woo, calm down.
What are y'all saying in these comments? Let me scroll up. Yeah, she doesn't feel desired by him, but also it's crazy because even if he had sex with her, that doesn't mean she's gonna feel desired by him because she has sex and it doesn't mean anything to her. So that doesn't matter.
I mean, I didn't believe that, but
you don't believe what?
I don't believe the sex doesn't mean anything to her.
I do. The fact that she had a whole breakdown about it. I mean, it does it somewhere in her, but the way that she's talking about it, she needs therapy first before she can figure out what's going on with that, because that's not good.
I think she had bad sexual experiences in her last relationship, but she can't say sex doesn't mean anything to her because she's craving physical touch and validation from her husband. Like those two.
He touches her. She said in all of her relationships, she had that 1-3 relationship that she expounded on, but she said in multiple relationships, they would have had sex by now, and it doesn't mean anything. Like, it's just sex. So why can't we just have it?
So here's my thing. Why can't he just come out and say, until the experiment is over, let's just take sex off the table?
That's what they need to do. Yes. He needs
it's not that hard.
I think Dr. Viviana should have, Dr. Viviana should have offered that, because I don't think he's thinking about that as an option, or like, saying, people don't be thinking like that. I think she should have offered that, but also Dr. Viviana was on her side when he should just have sex with her. But in this show, when a woman doesn't want to have sex, nobody cares. They're like, yeah, the guy should respect it, blah, 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 blah. That's not fair.
True. That's not true.
It's not true?
That's not true. When they were talking, when Pastor Cow was talking to Karen and Miles, and when Dr. Viviana was talking to Karen and Miles,
the Karen and Miles part was like, no, that was because she didn't want him to touch her at all. Like, don't put a hand on me, don't kiss me, don't hug me, don't nothing. That wasn't just sex. That wasn't just sex.
No, it was sex. Because remember,
it wasn't just sex. It was like, okay, girl, small steps, Kaylee and Jacob, give him a kiss or something. Like, that's different.
I don't understand. All right, so here's my thing. Here's what I don't get.
Yeah, maybe.
I like to take what I hear from people's past and see if there's a pattern. So you mean to tell me it wouldn't be good enough for you if you were with a man for 2 years and he never told you he loved you, and they didn't work out for whatever reason, but somehow his actions are supposed to be enough? It hasn't
been 2 years. It's been 4 weeks.
But I'm saying it was with somebody else.
But I'm not her. And we married. That's different.
Right. That's the point.
Okay, so it's been 4 weeks, girl. Chill.
I mean, yes, she definitely needs to chill. But it doesn't raise some sort of...
Yeah, that might make you nervous, but you're not her. That's a little bit insecure.
You're not her. You're the one after her. Like it's and he didn't choose you. You have to also add that, like, that's somebody he chose, was with for 2 years, and still didn't say I love you too, regardless of how much he showed it.
We don't know if he showed it in his last relationship. Okay. We don't know what happened in there.
All right. The one person who might actually be a saint when he does push-ups, and now you want to. Now here's a question mark. All right.
He has a lot of pride built into the I love you. He was so quick to say he had not ever been in love when on the double date.
That double date was trash, by the way, because the Captain Karen, when they go out with people, they try to make their relationship
their business.
First of all, they be in people's business, but they also be painting their relationship so perfect that it makes
about them.
It made Clara be like, wow, they already saying I love you. But it's like, hold on. Yep. First of all, he's treating her anyway. We'll talk about that later.
Talk about that.
But
she is.
If I was with somebody who I feel like if I was with somebody who I knew was with somebody for 2 years and never said I love them, and I'm known for falling for people fast, so I'm looking for something to validate that I'm not, loving somebody who's not going to reciprocate it back. And I'm with somebody who's with somebody for 2 years who they chose and never said it.
But also, like I said, these two, before I say what I'm about to say, she should stop all other sexual activity until he's ready to give more. That's fair too. But she's pressed. What was I about to say? Dang it. Yeah, the words I love you, okay, like it's only been 4 weeks. You can at least give him 8. You know what I'm saying? At least give him the decision day. It's okay.
She told him 6 months.
Okay, so then relax. Have your little date or whatever. Put it in your calendar, and then don't touch it no more. But also don't be mad every day he don't say it. Allow the growth of his actions to be a part of that too. Like, don't completely cut off the fact that he hasn't said it. So he doesn't love me. Like, it's like, I'm just saying she needs to chill.
Hey, Tasha,
I think what?
read the comments. I'll be right back.
I think she said he appears to be a man who loves his wife and acts as such, so she needs to chill. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. He may be emotionally immature. Why do you think that, Reese? Why do you think that? Samar said he needs therapy. So Ryan's actions didn't set us off an option too. I don't know Ryan in his last relationship. He wasn't married then, so I don't know. People, when they get on Married at First Sight, they change their mindset, and a lot of people take it as in, I'm married now. These are the things I do in a marriage because I have a husband, I have a wife. My actions got to be different this time. We're already in here. So I don't know what his last relationship was like. I can't speak to that. I can only speak to what's going on now, what I see on TV. Yes, agreed. Yeah. Definitely another workshop at the EOLC conference. For those of you who are new, the EOLC conference is a conference that was instituted by sir. We don't have gang signs. It was instituted in support of Paige. EOLC stands for Eyes Open, Legs Closed. She has not yet attended the conference, but we had workshops and different speakers and things like that every week.
Very fictional conference, by the way. You guys should know.
I mean, we'll see.
We're still planning.
Maybe not. We might have a meetup. Who knows? I thought they were doing stuff, or she was doing it. They are doing stuff. Oh, we got to add another day of workshops. You know her, but he is still him.
Oh, Lord,
you don't get to speed. You don't get to speed him up because you're insecure. You should fall back. Thank you.
But that's not all right. That sounds good, but it's responsibility on both sides. Can we get Fly Science? She's trying to run.
The LOBC is her own conference. I guess that's the Legs Open, Eyes Closed conference that she's running on her own,
which is led by Chris. Anyway,
yes.
Here's the thing with communication. When it comes to marriage, I think when people say like communication is key, here's what people mean. At least this was my experience. You have to get to a common denominator on what things actually mean. And sometimes it's a resolve between the two of y'all. And sometimes it could just be a revelation on what things mean to me personally. And it could be an area of growth for me. Like this whole I love you thing, it can be unhealthy. It can be healthy. But unless you get to a stronger point of transparency to say like, this is how I feel. This is what I want. And let me just say it like this. The more you have to guess in a relationship, the worse it is.
Sure.
Just get to the point. Like if you can get to the core of you and the other person can get to the core of them, then you can really get to some change. You can get to some personal growth and y'all can go in your corners and grow and come back and be better off for it. But all of this like guessing and what do you call it? Passive aggressive, like in public, like, man, I sure wish he'd do me. It's like, oh my gosh. It's like they're getting pigs at a blanket at a restaurant. She's like, I sure would like a pig in my. It's like, come on, sister. Like, we don't need to hear this every episode. Can somebody just talk? Just talk. Just say it. And he needs to say it too. Like, just say it. Like, yo, listen, I ain't gonna tell you I love you until the camera's off. And that's it. Deal with it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk around here like Winnie the Pooh and we're gonna do what we're gonna do, but we're not gonna go all the way until after the cameras are off. And you can deal with it or not. It's like, come on, man.
He isn't communicating what love is to him. He doesn't know. That's the problem. He says he needs trust first. But from what I'm seeing is that he is using it to avoid going deeper. Also, the fact that, like you just said, she keeps telling everybody he ain't doing this. He know, okay, you putting everybody, making me look bad at everybody else. Like maybe that's part of the trust too. Okay, you throw me under the bus.
She said she still ain't seen it with no shirt off.
Significant other, there's something he's not communicating. And long-term relationships, there's always a risk of being disappointed. So are his expectations realistic? I don't see it as insecure. Either way, she's articulating what she needs, and he's nowhere close to supplying. Also, ELC 2022 registration open.
That's a fact.
Dr. Siobhan is the secretary of the ELC conference.
That's a fact.
And she's happy enough to be moving in. So I think she just wants what she wants. That exactly. Like, okay, all these things are happening, and you just rush to be rushing. Just calm down.
Can I ask you a question?
Briana, what is wrong with you?
Oh, no, that's what I said. So, but that we reject that hashtag. We reject that hashtag. Can I ask you a question? Would it make more sense? Well, two questions. Would it be more? Would Black Lives Matter be more validated to you if you felt like they were doing their Winnie the Pooh thing? They were having third base physical interactions, but he was just saying stop, to the point where it was like serving him, but he just didn't want to do it. Would her sexual frustration make more sense to you?
Yeah, isn't that what's happening?
That's exactly what I think is happening.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know if he's not doing what she's doing to him. We don't know that much.
Sure, but it's possible.
She could, like a couple of y'all said, she just needs to say we're not doing this no more until we having sex. Period. I don't think that would be manipulative. That would just be like, okay, I'm trying to protect myself to not be frustrated, make myself comfortable. Period.
It just doesn't seem like he's just not saying something. I didn't feel that way until last week, but now I'm starting to feel like there's something going on that he's just not saying.
He's over having this conversation. It's like, okay, enough. We talk about this every single day. Like, I'm gonna say it when I say it. We'll have sex when we have sex. Like, okay, over it. And I'm over them.
What's the longest you ever taken to tell somebody you love them? How long did it take you to tell Ernest?
I knew he was about to say that. A lot of the people that I talked to before, that I loved, they were my friends. So I had told them I loved them before we started talking. So,
but that doesn't count, does it?
But I did love them.
I mean,
the love like grew, of course, as we started talking to them and liked each other and stuff like that. But like I was already saying I love you, so I don't know. I don't have a time. What's the fastest you said it?
Okay, you giving me a little Haley tonight, and I don't understand why. The longest, I would say probably like 5 or 6 months.
And the fastest?
The fastest, maybe a month or two.
Okay.
Maybe a month or two. Yeah.
What y'all talking about?
Either
he doesn't know how to say it or he doesn't want to say it in front of an audience. That could be true too. He could also be waiting to say it. So playing devil's advocate, if she said, "I'm not cooking / cleaning until decision day," would we
say he needs to calm down?
Thank you. That's not their issue though. I don't know how that. I can't see the parallel. You're gonna have to help me.
Yeah, that thanks pal was kind of weird.
I don't think it's not that deep. He was just, you know what? I'm over y'all. I'm over y'all.
It did.
If Ryan was waiting, what if Ryan has it in his head? Because you know how Woody had didn't Woody have a ring for Amani at decision day?
Yeah.
Okay. What if Ryan is planning this nice surprise in his head and she's just pressing him, and he's just like, girl, just chill.
So you want me to believe that he had a girlfriend who he didn't tell for 2 years he didn't love her, but a month in, he's planning to tell her on decision day on national television?
Maybe.
Yo, I have a beachfront house.
First of all, who is
See? If Ernest was like, hey, young blood, or whatever.
It was that deep. He knows that she's insecure about that. If he is as calculated as he says, he needs to watch his words. Okay, yeah, y'all want to fight him? That's fine.
Nobody's fighting him. We're just saying
y'all want to fight him, and that's fine. That's fine. I'm not in the mob. And at this point, I feel like y'all ganging up on him, and y'all not gonna do my brother-in-law like that. Next couple, make sure I hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that like button. And we're gonna move on to Paige and Chris.
Oh yeah? Oh. Well, all right.
Paige and Chris. Thank you.
Right.
I'm glad, Asia.
I said that too.
You said you see both sides?
Yes, I said she needs to chill out. You heard me say she needs to chill out.
Mm-hmm. Let me take this banner off because y'all still have thoughts. He's not wrong in this instance. He's just not as open as he could be to help Claire understand.
Asia, you might have been right, Asia. You might have seen something we ain't see, Asia.
I would not. He's married now, apparently, allegedly.
Yeah, he's your brother-in-law, but it's all allegedly. Whatever. Uh-oh.
I'm not starting with y'all.
Oh, okay. We're not putting that comment up, huh?
No.
We're not putting that comment up, huh? Mm-hmm.
We don't do dark skin planting over here. Okay. So Paige and Chris. So they finally do their basketball date. Paige shows up there like Monica Wright. And they play basketball for his heart. And he beats her.
Ain't it does anybody find it ironic that ever since the pregnancy announcement, she's been wearing nothing but crop tops? Is it just me?
Nothing but crop tops.
Just me?
She's nobody? Like, guess who's not pregnant?
Okay.
He has it. He's just being respectful.
I don't. I'm just a weekly
guest. You don't?
No.
Oh, I don't know how. Maybe I don't know how StreamYard works.
Now now she don't know how StreamYard works.
This is my first time using it for this.
Yeah, 12 weeks, 3 months in.
So she showed up for basketball. Chris, so then they play basketball. She loses. Then they sit down and have a fireside chat about long-term goals. And BM, welcome back. I'm glad you're here. Hilarious. And apparently Paige doesn't have any long-term goals. Chris made that pretty clear that she has no long-term goals, but that's okay. And he said that his long-term goals were, multi-million-dollar businesses and kids and happiness. We looking at the comments. I ain't putting that up there. Y'all not gonna do my girl like that. But if you watch this back, make sure you play it back with the live chat. So Chris says he's an introvert. Paige is very surprised by that. And she also asked him about his first engagement. We had a big talk about his first engagement a couple of weeks ago where we shared video proof and photo proof of that in Instagram DMs. If you're new here and you don't know about Chris's first fiance, DM us. One of us will send you the video. We'll send you photos.
It'll be a part of the outgoing materials at the EOLC conference.
Yes. And so she asked him about that because Pastor Dwight told her, and his story lined up with what the girl said. So, okay, he ain't lie about that. And that, what happened, Chris? So she keeps, every time they meet, she goes into this like deep conversation, like she goes into like this deeper level of, we just really need to da-da-da. And I'm feeling like this, like, okay, you sound pressed. She sounds pressed to me. And he's looking, and the way he's looking at her is like, girl, you like me? Why? He should be looking at her like, you saying a lot of stuff, but I literally don't be doing nothing for you to be saying this. And he said he's not trying to quit
just
right
yet.
now.
I was like, what?
He ain't said he ain't quitting. He just said, I'm not quitting right now.
My intentions as of right now is not to quit. Like, why would you? What kind of reassurance is that?
Oh, possibly. That could be the reason why money is so important to him. Or at least the announcement of money. Well, yeah, we don't know about his pockets for real. So that happens, and then Paige goes to, they go out to, she goes out to eat with Haley and Briana, and Paige tells the girls about the car that he gave his wife. The mother of his child. And she took up our lingo. She said he bought the mother of his child a car. And she told them about the Bible study. And they said the same thing I said last week. Like, it's not the fact that he bought her the car, it's the fact that he didn't talk to her about it first. Like, we don't want the girl to be, walking and taking the bus. Sure, that's fine. I get it. But talk to me. I am your wife. And I know you don't agree with that or something.
No, go ahead.
I know you don't agree with that. But so she tells them about Bible study, and she keeps telling them the things that he's saying and what, he said this and he's saying that, but she's not saying that how she really feels about it. Like, we still don't know why she's really staying, what she's like. She's just not, she keeps saying, well, he said this and he's saying this, but she's not saying nothing about herself. Right, that part. Like, so we can get her driving lessons first or what? Let's get her a hoopty first. But anyway, his money is, he can do what he want to do with his money. Like I said, realistically, people go through these kinds of situations where they be outside babies. People actually live these types of lives, okay? So these are real life situations that people go through, and they buy cars.
Just let me know when it's my turn. Just let me know when it's my turn. I'm just gonna be quiet. Just let me know when it's my turn.
Please go ahead.
No, please.
Because I don't want to. Where am I at? I want to go ahead and talk before we get to the pool date.
Okay. So, first of all, them girls was looking at Paige like she was a plum fool. And I don't know how many conversations we could have about this, but maybe it's just me. I am not necessarily the most upset about the car. Obviously, if they were married, he was supposed to talk about it. I think the mother of his child and Chris are in a relationship and they've been in cahoots and planned this whole thing out. But it's just me. Tasha thinks Chris is an innocent bystander who will make a great youth pastor at Elevation Church.
I do not.
But a couple things. One, he talks about himself in business way too much. First of all. And two, and maybe I'm just being petty for this, but buying a Mercedes-Benz for a person who is 2 commercial breaks worth of pregnant. Like Toyota is not still making Camrys. Like Honda is not still making Accords, huh? Like Chevy is not still making Impalas.
Dude, they got Sonatas and all type of stuff, regular stuff.
What's going on here? We got Hyundais, you got Chevys. I put you in a little 2006 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. One of them joints Ernest got. I don't care what is going on. Why do you have to buy a Mercedes for Mercedes? Which is kind of weird. Could be a part of the pun. Whatever. He said he wanted to play ball after this fake 2-piece Bible study they didn't put together. This church's chicken Bible study, this trash they didn't put together. They had the little fake thing where he's doing the side smile. That weird. First of all, why are you? Who shows up in a 2-piece suit to shoot pool? He was on his way to meet Mercedes, if you ask me. But whatever, we can go down that road. He was dressed like he had somewhere else to go after this was over, and he probably told Mercedes he got to go shoot real quick to fulfill his contractual obligations, and then move. Did she say he's raising a king or queen? And then y'all,
you know, she just come up here to troll.
Okay, all right. Thank you, because that date was trash, absolute trash. And them girls looked at her like, you know, them friends that you have in your life that where they tell you all about how bad their relationship is, but you know they ain't never gonna leave. So you just like, wow.
Mm-hmm. And so 1 point to Paige. She finally realizing. She said before the pool date. She said, I think it was at lunch. She's realizing she's fallen in love with the idea of marriage way too hard. And that's her issue. And we're like, duh, girl, we've been trying to tell you that for 17 weeks.
Did the tarot card reader tell her that too?
Probably. And so they have a little pool date. Yes, Siobhan, it's a date. They have a pool date. Ain't no date. And it's not. What? People do that. People literally go out to bars and play and shoot pool as a date.
We're talking about them.
Why are we making them not regular people anymore?
Have you been watching the show? Are you serious?
They went on a date to play pool, and and it was cute.
I will walk off this show right now. Tasha, the last couple of weeks you have been on him. Yo, are you trolling? Are you serious? Did you say the date was cute?
My stomach. Whoo! And Chris never want to go first in nothing. They're trying to decide who's gonna break it. And he's like, no, you. She's like, okay, go ahead. And he's like, no, you go. He always do that, which is annoying. And they shoot pool, whatever that happens, and then they sit down to talk again. And it went so far left.
Wait, is this before the 1 month?
This is before the 1 month.
Where she watched the video, right?
Yeah, by herself.
Okay.
So they're sitting there talking, and she gets deep again about how, you know, we need to be communicating and da 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 da. He's like, well, first of all, ma'am, I've been trying to call you. You don't answer. So what is this about communication? He done flipped it on her. And then he told her that his needs are not being met emotionally because she don't be communicating. And then he said he don't got nothing to say in person if she don't got nothing to say off the camera. I said, oh, and she didn't have any. I was a little confused because she didn't have anything to come back with, which made me think that that's what's happening.
Tasha, if you say it.
Why she didn't have nothing to say?
Oh, Lord, please help me make it through the rest of the show.
Why didn't she have something to say back?
Lord, please help me make it through the rest of the show.
Exactly.
Lord,
she had nothing to say.
Tasha, I'm praying right now. Lord, usually Tasha be saying at least 3 or 4 ridiculous things a week, but this is, you said you never give me more than I could bear, Lord, and I'm not going to make it through this show, Lord. We finally made it to the end of the Chris and Paige saga, Lord, possibly, and now she's going for broke with her ridiculous takes. Lord, help me.
That's what I thought at first. And when he did that, I was like, okay, first of all, it sounds a little gaslighty. But when she didn't have nothing to say at the end of it, I'm like,
all right. So can we
what happened here?
All right. So I just for my own peace of mind, I need to hear you say it. Are you saying that you believe what he said yesterday?
Wow, Reese, you think she's where is it at? She's playing a part.
No, don't you no, don't hide behind Reese's comment.
That's interesting that you're saying that.
No, I don't know. That's interesting. I need to hear you say you believe Chris, what Chris said yesterday. Do you believe it?
That he called her 5 times and she didn't answer?
No. That he's not emotionally meeting her needs and she's not communicating.
Oh, that she's not meeting his needs? No, I don't believe that part.
Do you believe that she's not communicating?
Yes. I don't believe she didn't have nothing to say. He said, I called you 5 times. You didn't answer. She didn't say it wasn't 5 times. She didn't say I called you back. She didn't say she had nothing to say. So I don't, if she can't take up for herself, I can't take up for her either. That was one time.
Tasha. All right, let's walk through this.
But she was turned up. No, she was turned up yesterday though, because she was when they were sitting there at the pool, at the little pool hall, wherever they was at. She was going back and forth with him at first, and she was getting buck at first, and I was like, okay, this is a page that we needed to be seeing the whole time. Now you got something to say. Come on, girl, let him know.
Tasha,
and then
Tasha,
she stopped.
Let's put this together real quick, okay? Because I'm never logging on here again, and I want to tell you why.
5 to 7 times, yes. It was very clear. It was 5 to 7.
Last week, and chat, please tell me if I'm tripping, because I don't know. I'm at my wit's end here. Okay. Last week, with the marriage expert there, she asked what she needed. So please let me finish. Let's walk through this. All she required, literally, all Haley had to do was give a hug. And that's still the number 2 least required thing in this relationship. Above that, number 1, if this is Family Feud, what's the dumbest thing you can actually have to ask somebody for on a daily basis? A hug is the number 2 answer on the board. You know what's number 1? A text message saying hello. And you know what the man said? No. I don't like texting. I'm not a texting kind of guy. Then the next week, she asked for a phone call. And the man says, I'm not really a phone call kind of guy. I'm more of an in-person guy. Okay. So he says, I called you 5 or 7 times to hang out.
Yeah, I believe, and to what I think it's what you're about to say, or maybe it's not, but I believe this Asia. He probably tried to call her last minute, but she don't have to jump when he say jump. I agree.
Oh, no. Not last minute. Not last minute. Oh, no. We're not talking about last minute. What time do you think he called her? If we're just going to be ridiculous, let's just talk about it. What time do you think he was calling her to hang out? You think he was calling at 1:00 in the afternoon to have brunch? Or is it possible maybe, just a little possible, that he was calling closer to 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, 12:30. Hey, what you doing? Would you like to partake in a little Waffle House and head back to this apartment that I've never been to? I don't even have a toothbrush in this joint. And is it just me?
Why she didn't say that? Why she didn't say nothing? I'm kind of mad about it.
Listen, you know why? Because if you don't talk to somebody for 5 days and you've done everything you can to stand by somebody, when that person switches up and turns it on you, this man is James Bond. I don't know how he's managed to do it. He is playing chess, not checkers. He's like James Bond. It doesn't matter how unlikely of a situation you throw this man in, he's gonna find his way to get out. My new nickname for Chris is Double O Heaven. I don't know how he's done it. Double O Heaven found a way to somehow blame Paige for not meeting his emotional needs.
I laughed at that actually. That was actually funny when he said that to me. I was like, what?
Okay, so you laughed at that part, but didn't laugh at the part where she asked him for a text message.
Oh, I was weak at that. I told you I was laughing all week last week. That was funny.
The man said, I don't like the text. Then this week she says, I want communication. Yeah. I would like a call. And he said, I don't like the call. I like to meet in person. And then the man said, I called you to hang out and you didn't answer. You're not meeting my emotional needs. Am I missing something here? Where's the part that Paige ain't? She's asking for a text message. The man went downstairs to go get eggs Benedict and came back with a baby. What am I missing here? Somebody help me out. What am I tripping? I'm losing it over here. Somebody help me out. The man went downstairs with eggs and bacon and came back with a Mercedes car lease. What am I missing here? Where's the communication?
He did say that, and everyone in the entire world is confused, and I think it's over. And I'm glad. I think it's over. I think.
Do you know what her silence said? Her silence said, I can't even, my brain cannot put this together. Let me just leave.
Oh, yeah, okay. She been attached to this song. We just think that was the thing that made her leave. Not the baby, not the car, not that she's ugly, but the fact that she didn't answer his calls.
First of all, well, okay. You don't have to say it that strongly. All right.
I'm just saying, like, that's the part that, okay.
Listen, at the end of the day, Paige and Chris was a really bad movie with a terrible ending. It was a great season with a bad season finale.
Paige looked at the wedding stuff alone. Why? I don't know. And she finally learned that you should choose yourself, which I said on episode 2. So.
But you really think that she was ignoring his calls?
She was busy. Anybody gotta answer your phone every single time you call? Because if I'm doing something, I'll call you back later.
I'm trying to tell you. Look at that call log. That joint came in at 1:13 a.m., 11:26 p.m., 9:47 p.m. What you doing later tonight? I'll be free in a couple hours. After I finish with Mercedes, I'll be on my way over there.
Oh, terrible. All right, we done with them. We can move on to something
trash.
Even more trash.
What? They'll be back together next week somehow.
I'll give y'all a second to air the rest of y'all grievances. She's still learning. She may still go back if he comes around. That's what I think. I don't think the fact that you think she's not answering those late night calls is what's interesting, because before we were talking about how he was definitely going to be in there.
I didn't say that. I didn't think she was answering. Well,
he said she wasn't answering.
Why do you believe everybody when they say that?
What?
People lie, right?
Yes, I know.
Okay. Yep,
okay.
You ain't said nobody lie yet. All right, go ahead.
Make sure that y'all like this live. And we're gonna go to Captain Karen. These folk. It starts off, the first time we see them is at lunch with Ryan and Clara. And Eric loves to tell everybody in the world about this solid foundation that they have.
Wait, real quick. Just last thing on Paige and Chris.
Okay.
Was anybody looking forward when she was watching their wedding video to the moment where he cussed when she was walking down the aisle and they cut that part out? I was waiting. All right, my bad. I just wanted to say I had to get that out.
Why did they do that to that girl?
Y'all done all this other stuff to her. Why not finish it off?
I didn't even think about that.
I was waiting for the moment where she turned that corner with her father and was smiling, and she never got to see that man cuss. Shout out to 00 Heaven. All right.
That's funny.
I was waiting.
I wonder if she got that revelation about the kiss that y'all was saying that he didn't want to kiss her. I wonder if she got it when she watched it over again.
All right, my bad.
Sad thing.
I just had to say that out loud. I didn't know if anybody else was waiting for it like I was.
Kasaun, make sure you're on your job. The people are waiting.
00 Heaven. I got you.
So, where's the people out again? Okay. So.
Oh, while you're doing that.
Okay, yes, Siobhan, go ahead and ask your question.
I'm going to send you a picture. I'm going to send you a picture, Tasha, that you need to check your phone and look at real quick. All right, go ahead.
I'm waiting for Siobhan to ask her question. I didn't get it.
I just sent it.
Okay. No, you need to put this in the thing so everybody can see it.
Hey, I'm gonna say the internet is undefeated. All right, hold on.
Type faster.
While she's doing that, I'm gonna show y'all this real quick.
Child, the internet's the best. I'm so glad I'm this age at this part of the internet.
Hopefully, you all understand what's going on here.
I'm so glad to be this age at this part of the internet because it's really the best. Do you think Chris's pastor talked to Paige to cover the fact that he married them?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He felt guilty. He felt guilty. Absolutely.
He felt guilty, but he's also trying to be famous. I don't know if you guys have seen the interviews and things that he has been doing. But he's also just trying to be famous. So he wanted more camera time.
It's weak. All right. Absolutely. He felt guilty and he wanted to clear his name.
And he wanted to be famous.
And I think he felt guilty because he bigged up this guy and was a spiritual authority to him on camera, at least, and figured out how trash it was. So,
yes, Reese, he has been on one channel after another. I told you I'm a big YouTube head.
For real?
Yes. Acting as an expert on relationships and things. Yes, Chris tried to tell y'all he trying to be famous. Y'all don't want to listen. Y'all, Chris is such a liar. Lies about every single thing that comes out of his mouth. So y'all don't believe him, but
that's accurate.
I believed when he said that. Pastor Dwight.
Oh, you believe everything Chris say?
I don't believe everything he says. I do believe that part though.
Okay. Captain Karen.
Who the pastor? Brenda, the pastor that married them, Pastor Dwight with the Beijing. Why you laugh? What?
Y'all not gonna use that black stuff to describe that man. That's y'all.
He do got a Beijing.
All right, so the pastor is Chris's pastor who advised him during the pre-screening process, and then he also married Chris and Paige, and then
he met with Paige after the marriage.
inserted
Oh
himself.
yeah, him. He's on the interview tour. Oh, she said who? The pastor, not who is the pastor. My bad, girl. Okay. Anyway, Captain Karen. So he keeps trying to tell everybody about this solid foundation that they have, which is based on nothing, and got Clara and Ryan looking like they have no marriage at all because they're not all over each other and faking it. And when they were talking to Claire and Ryan about Ryan saying I love you, Virginia was looking at Ryan like a hawk. Okay, she was staring him down in his eyes, looking at all his mannerisms, like she thinks that she's an expert. Her Karen was ready to jump out. It was wild to me. Do you have anything to say before we move on from the lunch with them?
No, I'm good. They're just weird.
Very weird. Delusional, honestly.
Yeah.
So they have a little picnic, and they're talking about Clara and Ryan because that's what they talk. They talk about other couples when they're together because they think that their relationship is better than everyone else's. And they're like, yeah, Clara and Ryan are moving into each other's places. Like, isn't that good? Like, blah, blah, blah. And Eric's like, well, you can move some stuff into my place. You know, you can move some stuff in every little by little. And she's like, I don't want to live there. He's like, I do not want to live there. And he's like, what are you talking about? She's like, I said that. He's like, you didn't say that. And they got into this whole debate about how she doesn't want to move into his place because she doesn't want it to feel like she's moving into his place and she's got to be like super duper accommodating and small and the dog and this and that and the whatever. And he's saying like, okay, yeah, like I know that you want to get a place together, which we will do that, but it takes some time, but we will live here for a short time while we find somewhere else to live. She's like, no, I never want to move in there. And then he was like, but that doesn't make sense because where are we going to live then? And she's like, we'll just find another place. And he's like, okay, but like, we have to find another place and we'll do that while we live in the house that I own. You rent. I own. So.
Quote of the night. Quote of the night.
You rent. And he's right. So, like, it doesn't really make, like, the logical thing. He kept saying it logically. We're going to live here for a little bit while we try to sell the place and find a new one. We're not going to pay 2 mortgages. And she's like, yeah, but I'm not moving there. I don't want to go there. And then here he go. The thing is, he was in the right. What am I missing?
That's a perspective I've never considered.
This one, that they're both stuck in their own worlds?
No, Danielle.
She's smart. Mr. It's over every other day can have that song. Yeah. He was in the right, and then he went ahead and gave him that ultimatum. He gave her that ultimatum. Talking about, well, I'm gonna live in my house, you can live in your apartment. She said, okay. She finally catching on.
She's like, you don't even know. I got 8 couches within a 1 mile radius I can sleep on. I don't need you.
She's like, I might not live at my house, but I got couches. My boy, I got places to stay.
Infinite. I got a joy bird.
So I feel like she was being a brat at that part.
What? She's trolling. She's trolling.
She's being actually serious about this. I know her personally. She's being serious. She be trolling sometimes, but she be serious sometimes. This is a serious.
How does that? How can you tell me how that would work? I'm just curious.
Briana, right. Explain yourself. So I feel like she was being a brat about it because, like, girl, it's only gonna be for a little bit of time. I'm not even gonna be there half the time. You have the whole house to yourself, and we're gonna find a house that I'm gonna pay for that you get to pick out. Like, it's really not that serious. But she made it serious, and then he got upset about that. And one more thing that they're not going to talk about until decision day, because it just adds to the long list of things that they can't talk to each other about, because if they talk about it, he's leaving.
So
you think she's not doing in this particular situation? You think she's not doing anything wrong? Like, the logical thing would be to move to his house for a second before they find a place.
You know, Tasha, I have to tell you, for the first time tonight, we absolutely agree.
You know, we're not enemies.
Air five.
We're saying the same thing.
Oh, I'm proud of us. You know, here's the deal. She was saying we need to compromise. First of all, and he was like, I know what the compromise is. Like, first of all, he's just I know exactly what the compromise is. The compromise is you move in with me. And then we get but all right, maybe I am tripping. I think everybody's right. Let me just say that. This might be the only time where all the comments I see everybody's right. The wisest thing to do if you're looking for a new place is to let go of this lease. Let's be in a place that we own, and then we'll find a new place. And she's like, well, we need to compromise. Well, here's the compromise. The compromise is I'm willing to sell a house that I own, that I'm comfortable. Buy
you a new one that I'm going to pay for.
And she's like, no, because it got stairs. Because sometimes I'll be drunk and then I'll fall down them. And I need a house all on one level so I could just stumble through the house when I'm drunk. I don't. And then she's like, the dog got 3 legs and he may not be comfortable. And it's like, okay, let's just get to the point. This isn't the first time where she says she doesn't want to move in his house. She doesn't want to be in a space that feels like it's his.
Right.
She needs to get over that because that's just weird.
I mean, I get it. Same thing that Claire is saying. I mean, everybody says that when they move into a place with somebody else's house. It's kind of like, this is all your stuff, and I don't feel like it's my house too. Like, I get it, but like, she's taking overboard.
The only difference and the only reason why I would say it's not overboard is because, to Danielle's point, I had never thought about this. Because he's shown himself to be so controlling in every other facet, I can understand an apprehension to when I move into his house, because it's like, once I get in there, I have no say so. Like, don't touch that. That doesn't go there. Don't you put your stuff here. You like, he's been that way with her life, let alone his house that she's moving into. So Dr. Pepper, she might be locked in the closet somewhere.
Who's that? Who's that?
They made a whole new show just so they can kick her out of it. But I understand.
What do you think it is, Brianda? He was the father, she was the child. If he could listen to her as a grown person and hear that it wasn't about keeping her place, but finding something together. I feel like he heard that, but like, logically, what he said is the thing that actually makes sense. But he's just like, ma'am, logic, 1 + 1 = 2. And she's like,
no, well,
I don't want to.
He don't just say,
and I'm not super mad at her for not wanting, like I said, I feel like she was over the ultimatums, and she's like, well, do what you're gonna do then.
Well, he doesn't just say 1 + 1 = 2. He goes, wait, you don't know that 1 + 1 = 2?
Yeah.
Like, what do you think it equals? Because that's dumb. Like, it's like, yo, you gotta. Yeah. She has expressed that she doesn't want to be in a space that feels like it's not hers. So, like, to call her dumb, which is what she said. Like, yeah, I feel like. Hey, did anybody else laugh when she was like, you know, I don't feel like I want to move into your house? And he was like, well, I don't think you've said that before. And she was like, no, I think I've said it. And he was like, well, you said that you weren't comfortable, but you didn't say, did you want to move into the house? And she was like, okay, I don't want to move into the house. Like, fight back.
Yeah, she was finally saying what she wanted to say, which I was, I appreciated, but I still feel like she was being a little bit of a brat. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what this house situation is, because they're not moving in together. So we get to the 1 month anniversary, and they recite their vows to each other. And They go on a plane ride. She loves that. She gives him a massive blanket with her face on it with her dog. And he is not using that. She's like, you can take it with you when you go on your trips.
He's like, that is the nicest. He almost looked into the camera for like, ugh. She definitely bought this when she was drunk.
Yes. Yes. And then he gave her GPS coordinates of where they got married, which I thought was cute, actually.
Oh my gosh.
I thought it was cute.
Oh my gosh. My wife said the same thing. Like, that's romantic. Maybe we should. And I was like, if you don't get out of here.
But the fact that it took her so long to get it, I'm like, she's a little slow. Okay. Because he started off with, you know how I always point out, our thing, look. And she's like, what?
You better check them coordinates. It might have been to her favorite liquor store.
But I did think that was cute. Needs a better frame though. Anyway, they're both insecure. Period. Point blank. They're both insecure, and that's why he keeps giving her ultimatums, because he's insecure. Every time that they sit down and have a fireside chat, they talk about how they're both scared each other's gonna leave, and with that, their actions are sabotaging their relationship. It's ridiculous. Like, he's literally pushing her away because he's scared she's going to leave. And she is holding on when she shouldn't because she's scared he's going to leave. She's like holding on tighter every time he says something outside of his neck. And it's really sad to watch, in my opinion. It's really sad to watch. They both need help for their insecurities. It's painful a little bit to watch.
Yeah, there are very few relationships where it's like painful to watch you be happy. It's like, ugh.
Yeah. Ugh. And if they're going to continue to just not talk about all the stuff that's about to break their relationship, why are we even here? Why are y'all here? They're just here to have sex.
For a very exciting season finale.
I don't understand how, like, it feels weird to me that they don't see that their relationship is going to end. Like, they're like it'd be different if like they're like actively planning for the future instead of like going through this 8 weeks, like hoping that it'll get better over time. They're like, yeah, later on we're gonna do this and that and this, and I'm like, okay, how are you gonna get to later on when y'all can't even get past the fact that she don't know if she wants children? And the thing about him is, you're not even making me want to have kids with you. Even if I was 50-50, which I don't know if she really is. Even if I was 50-50, a loving husband would push me over the edge to, yes, I can see myself having kids with you because of how you are. You're loving, you're this and that. With a man who's threatening to leave me every day, I don't want to have kids with you. So I don't know. You're not helping the situation.
So, all right, last word on the house thing. They're both wrong.
Okay.
His delivery is just jacked.
His delivery is very wrong.
Terrible. Because he is very condescending and he does treat her like a child, which I think she did express. But it's 4 weeks left to decision day. So the idea that in 4 weeks I'm supposed to sell the house and get you another house that we're going to move in the event that you possibly do say yes on decision day is a ridiculous concept. And then the idea that we're married, so I would be responsible for the mortgage I already pay on my house and your apartment lease because your dog doesn't want to climb up 6 stairs, doesn't make sense. So good luck to them. We'll probably see them on Snapped if we don't. If they make
luck. All right, so let's move on. I think we're gonna be good timing today. If you haven't, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. All right, Y'all seem quiet, so we're gonna go to Briana and Vincent. I feel like I should give like 15 more seconds before somebody put in a comment because I feel like every time I click a new banner, he paying for her rent. He paying her rent.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Wait. Because this is you when you get married, you want to live in a separate house than your husband, but you don't want him to pay any of the bills.
She probably don't care.
Okay.
Right. So, Briana and Vicente. Let's end the night off on a happy note. Briana, first time we see Briana, she's having lunch with Paige and Haley. And see.
Respect.
She said that she's still a little hesitant, but that Vincent continues to reassure her, which is nice. And then so we get to their 1 month anniversary, and he rented out this little yacht that got decorated, was super fancy dinner. And I was just cheesing. It was just so cute. And before dinner, they sit down to watch their wedding video. And that boy was cheesing. Okay. I was like, this is so cute. He was like so happy. And then at dinner.
Well, but wait.
Go ahead.
My favorite part of them watching the marriage, the wedding, was when her mom came across the screen. He was like, "Mama!" Yeah, that's sweet.
Yes.
Yeah, that's nice.
And then at dinner, Champagne Vinny got his redemption. You know what I'm saying? Open that champagne bottle like a professional. It had no spillover. It barely had the little, what you call it? The vapor coming out of it. Barely had a little pop. I don't know if y'all know this. The proper way to open a champagne bottle, you're not supposed to hear a pop at all. Which I don't think a lot of people know because they just be ready to. They don't want to hear the pop. And they're like, woo! But you're not supposed to hear anything. Anywho, so what? So they are having dinner, and he asked her if she feels married, and she said they both said that they don't really feel married because it seems like marriage, the way that people talk about marriage, is supposed to be so much work, and it's supposed to be it's like stressful, and they feel like it's been, they've had their ups and downs, but it's been pretty smooth and easy, and they don't feel like it's work the way that married people make it sound. And I don't know how I felt about it, what they said. Like, for married people, you and married people in the chat, like, what do you think it means to feel married? Or like, what made you feel married?
Yeah, I didn't really feel married until like 6 months in.
And what made you feel married?
It's like
Jamal.
That's a fact. It took me so long to get used to being like, hey, this is my wife, or I have a wife, or I'm somebody's husband, or like just regular stuff. But I think this is what I think. I think when people say, do you feel married? I think what they're really saying is, are you still in the honeymoon phase? Mm. That's how I take it. Because when people think married, they're like, are you still in infatuation and love with this person? And to me, in my experience, I can't say this is everybody, but I think the commitment of marriage is what sustains you through the mountains and the valleys of like and infatuation and whatever, a lull or whatever the opposite of that is. So, I mean, yeah,
isn't it a little weird that people's interpretation of feeling married is that you're not head over heels over your partner anymore? That doesn't sound fun.
I feel like I feel like everybody gets on Facebook when they get a new job and they're like, oh my God, thank God for this job. And then at some point you stop, the job becomes like a car gets old. Like I don't know. Terrible analogies. But but I think marriage is a huge responsibility. Mm-hmm. I think the great part about relationships when they first start is you get into them hoping that someone brings you all the happiness that you want. And what I've learned in marriage is that it is not self-serving at all. Like who I am as a husband is serving my wife, is being what she needs. It is, you know what I'm saying, being selfless and loving. And you the choice of who you want to marry needs to be somebody who you know will do the same for you. Because once you get in marriage, it's really about who you are for that other person. It's I can't make happiness. I can't necessarily produce all of that stuff for myself. I as a husband, I'm doing that for her. And my choice is the person who I know will do that for me as well, through the thick and the thin. And yeah, I think marriage is a huge responsibility. And I think that's what makes marriage a huge responsibility. When people say, do you feel married? I think that they are saying, do you feel the pull and the responsibility of marriage? Which when you're in the honeymoon phase, you don't feel nothing. It's like when you first get in a relationship, I mean, I told you this, Tasha, but like, I think anybody can have a good relationship for 6 months. I really do believe that. Mm-hmm. You're telling stories, you're connecting, you're crying, you're finding out new things. And then after 6 months, you can be like, whoa, all of those things are true, but you're still trash. And I think it's the same thing in marriage. It resets. Something does change when you get married. And yeah, I think there is a question of how long does the honeymoon last? Now, the great marriages learn how to create the honeymoons. The bad ones wait for it to happen. And if they don't, they end up. Should I pull the picture back up? But yeah, it's a commitment. It's a commitment. It's saying like, even when you're not my fantasy, you're still my choice.
Okay. Thank you, Hallmark Kasaun.
Wow. I reject that nickname, but I'll take it.
Yeah, they are still learning for each other from scratch. Maybe they feel like they're dating still.
Everything's good.
Man said, he work a lot, but girl, I'm doing this for you and our future kids. Like, I know I work a lot, but I'm trying to give you everything you want. I'm like, yes, that's my cousin. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Vicente is my cousin. He is a grown man.
Well,
he is a grown man, okay? And he wants to be the protector and the provider.
As long as it's not to a beat. So let's put some music on. Gets a little shaky. Acapella? He's ready to. He's a grown acapella man.
Yeah, but I appreciate them. They're what this show is all about, honestly. Yeah, I don't have anything negative to say. I really enjoyed their time. I wish they had more time. See, I feel like they don't have as much time because I feel like Vincent works a lot. So I think that's why we miss out on them. But when they do show up, I enjoy it for sure.
They're also not. It's like, for some reason, maybe it's just me, and I've been watching the show for a while. Tasha, let me know. But doesn't it seem like the couple, as the season goes on, the couple with the least amount of drama gets penalized with less airtime? It's like,
no, because last season, Amani and Woody was on camera all the time. And they was hanging out with the people. They was getting the drama. They were, you know. I really think Vincent works a lot. He said that he works a lot, and I think that he just don't have time.
That's true.
And I feel like a part of that, I think it helps that he's not on camera a lot, because I feel like the time that they do have together, the cameras aren't there, which probably helps them, probably beneficial for them.
You know, if they came out next week and was like, hey guys, we're actually going to cut Haley and Jacob out and give you more Briana and Vincent, I'd be like, yeah.
Don't you mean Paige and Chris?
No, cut both of them. I don't need to see Haley and Jacob no more. I genuinely don't. And now that Paige and Chris are on their third breakup, which gets us closer to their 10th, they could have just made a whole separate surviving 00 heaven, like limited series or something, to where we didn't have to. They took up a whole show. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Now that Paige and Chris are done, I'm interested to see what they do with the time next week.
Yeah, I think we're still gonna see them because they have to film, regardless if they're not together. But I didn't see them in the previews for next week, so that was hopeful. I was happy about that, but we'll see. We made great time today.
Yeah, I think so.
Thank you all. I'm actually getting a phone call, so I'm gonna talk to y'all later.
Ernest, gotta go.
Bye.
Ernest needs his medicine. Oh, we just